Hello, everybody, and welcome to Issue Crew Movie Reviews. I am your host, Riley, today joined by a very special guest, her first appearance in the Issue Crew universe of podcasts, of which there are two. I don't know why it's a universe. Penguinmage.
Yo,
What's up? How you doing tonight?
I just got off work. You know how I'm doing tonight.
So not good then. Cool. Yeah,
Not
gotcha.
great. Not
Well,
the best.
today, folks, we're about to turn everybody's frown upside down because today we're talking about Disney Channel film Descendants, 2015 film starring Cameron Boyce, Dove Cameron, and two other people.
Two other people, Sophia Carson and Boo Boo Stewart.
Not too familiar with those two. I'm very familiar with Cameron Boyce and Dove Cameron.
Slander.
I mean, I hope you're ready for some more slander, Penguin, because for about half this movie, I did hate it. It started to come back around, like I kind of fell for the characters, but the first half of the movie, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what am I watching?
You know what? That's a valid opinion, I feel like.
It's kind of an interesting beast, right? Because what it is for those who don't give a shit and are just like clicking on a podcast just to listen to a podcast. So you've got like the kids of all like the Disney evil people. And as a result, this movie kind of serves as like this weird like Disney sub-universe where like it takes all these properties from like classic Disney animated films and kind of applies the like different vibe and feel that like a Disney Channel original movie has to those characters. And the product we get out of that is definitely very interesting, but some of it is cringe and bad.
Some of it is very rough, yes.
For example, I feel like you're gonna get mad at me for this point in particular because I know you were talking about the soundtrack. Pretty lacking, I think. Honestly, out of like the musical Disney stuff I've seen, most of the Descendants songs feel pretty generic. Like the first song in particular, I hated, which I think is like the main song
very
of the
bad
franchise
dubstep
that everybody loves, the fucking Wicked World song. But it's so bad. I don't think the singers in this movie are particularly talented, unfortunately. Like Dove Cameron is fine, I guess, but like I could think of like 28 other female singers I've heard that sound better than Dove Cameron does. And like everybody else is like okay, but it's just like nothing was really memorable. There was only one real memorable song, and it was because it was done by the most memorable character in this movie by far, Maleficent. The best performance in this movie by a country mile. She owned that role. It was perfect. Who played Maleficent in this film?
Kristen. God, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but I know that I'm pretty sure she is a like actual actress and singer that's done like Broadway and stuff.
Yeah, that would make sense because like she just owns being like deliciously evil, like that sort of character. It's so good.
Oh, okay. She played Glinda, the Good Witch, in Wicked. So
Wow, okay, that's some cred.
Yeah.
Some witch cred. She's known on the witch streets.
Chenaway?
Chenaway?
Either way, yeah, I mean, look, I don't speak English well.
Yeah, neither do
Sometimes
I.
at
I
all.
understand.
But yeah, she ate that one song she had.
It was so beautiful. And it's just like every time Maleficent's in the movie, I'm just like I just love the energy. It's so good. I had a hard time coming around on like the rest of the cast, but like eventually they all won me over. Like at first I was kind of like not into the fuck's her name? Evie? Evie, however it's pronounced.
Evie.
I was not into her at first, and then she kind of grew on me. Even like Mal, I was kind of not into at first, but she definitely grew on me. Um, and the other two I liked from the start. Like the boys were perfect from the beginning. Uh, Jay in
We do love
particular,
Boo Boo Stewart.
good old Boo Boo Story, really good. It's so weird how this movie won me over because like I was so convinced halfway in. I'm like, okay, this is like a Disney Channel original movie fucking schlock with no value as compared to the 20 other Disney Channel original movies. Um, like, and then I don't know, it won me over. Something about it. Something about the way the story takes a turn. The love story did get to me. I am susceptible to romantic garbage. I am straight, I swear. But sometimes it does get to me. So I don't know.
I
This
was
film
gonna
was a
be
mixed
mean, but
bag, but
I'll be nice.
overall. Oh, what were you gonna say, Penguin?
No. It's fine.
No, no,
It
no,
is
no,
a
no,
very
hey.
no. It's a very hit and miss movie.
No.
And when I was praising the soundtrack, it was not the first movie soundtrack.
Okay, it was the second movies. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
I mean, you should have asked to double feature it, because like I would have. We could definitely do Descendants 2 at another time. But yeah, this
I mean,
movie
there's 3 of them.
is this. I thought I saw more than that even.
Well, I think there's 3 movies and then some kind of like
There's a little
TV show
animated
that I
series.
haven't
I
ever
know that.
watched.
It's not anything special. I remember catching episodes when I was a kid. It was like a short series. Like every episode was like 5 minutes or whatever. And it was not. There was no substance to it. It would just
Yeah,
like
I didn't
it would just
figure.
come on between like episodes of Jesse that I was trying to watch, and it's like, okay, I guess I gotta fucking sit through Descendants' Wicked World. Descendants was always like I'm usually not shy about like consuming media that is like maybe geared towards other genders, but Descendants was one of those things where it's like, okay, this is the real girl shit. Like Descendants is full on girl shit. I never heard a fucking man worth his salt talking about Descendants, so I avoided it for a long time. But you know, I'll watch anything for Issue Crew movie reviews. And I'm generally a pretty positive guy. It takes a lot for me to not like a film. I came out feeling genuinely positive about Descendants, if not annoyed by its first half. I think Dove Cameron
I
like
didn't get a
sold me.
chance to
She's a very
rewatch it.
talented actress.
She is. She's great. I love her. I think she's part of the reason I decided to like give it a try because I was like, I don't really like Disney Channel movies after a certain point in time. You know, because I
What
like
were some
aged
Disney
up.
Channel movies that you did like?
Oh, you know the ones that came out in the like 90s and early 2000s.
Like some Halloween Town type shit, some High School
Yeah, I love me
Musical.
Halloween Town.
Bro, Halloween Town is sick. Can we review Halloween Town on this show?
Look,
Can, can we just watch Disney
let's get
Channel
through.
original movies? that
Yeah, sure. Why not?
let's do it. I got too many movie review plans. I got to start actually scheduling, which is good because I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to keep this show weekly, and now I think I might be building a backlog. So that'll be good. I did have a backlog for like a couple weeks because I did like a double record, but then some things fell through. So now I'm back on. I got to record one every week, or there's not going to be one. So backlogging is good, but I also feel like when I record a thing and I like finish it, I'm like, is there really a reason to like not put this out? Like it's weird to have content that's so old like still posting. Like that was a problem on my main YouTube channel because Jason would edit one video a week for me. And when I do like Let's Play recordings, it makes sense to do them in bulk. So we had a Ben 10 Let's Play, me and Demigloom. And it got to the point where like episodes were coming out when we had recorded them like 6 months prior. Like we were like a couple months deep into our Ben 10 podcast, And then the episode of the Ben 10 Let's Play came out where we came up with the idea to do the Ben 10 podcast.
Oh.
The backlog got kind of ridiculous. So obviously you don't want to backlog things that far. But it is good to have a buffer, for sure. It's kind of like a weird dance. Like, maybe I have a little bit of a phobia of backlogging because me and you backlogged 13 episodes of a podcast that will never see the light of day.
Oops.
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 Really unfortunate.
Very sad.
There was also one joke in this. There were a couple jokes in this movie, but there was one in particular that made me belly laugh, and it was kind of a subtle joke. But, like, if you're not paying attention, you might not get. But it was the bit where, so the character Jane, who I think she's like fairy godmother's daughter, with like the shitty hair that just steals the wand at the end. They're in the bathroom, and like Mal does her hair in that scene. And then she asks her to do her nose. And then Mal's like, "Oh no, sorry, I don't know how. I'm not really good at big magic," and like gestures at her nose as if to imply that she has a really big. To make fun of her. That got me.
That's good. I really wish I had been able to watch it again.
Yeah, you probably should have. You had a couple days.
I've had a couple days at work. Thank you.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch it last night, but I had a migraine and I went to bed at like 8:30. So
yeah, that's understandable. I feel that for sure. But yeah, this movie was definitely interesting. I'm trying to think of specific things to talk about. I was hoping you'd have more to say. I only wrote down a couple things.
I'm trying to remember. So this entire movie and kind of the whole series definitely feels like somebody went to fanfiction.net.
Yeah. It's a little bit fanfiction.net-ish.
Clicked the crossover button. It was like, oh, we can turn this into a movie. And that's how we got Descendants.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting when shit does like the aggressive crossing over. Because it's always like it always feels like fanfiction.net. That's the perfect comparison to make. Trying to think of other features of this movie to discuss. We gotta at least get at the 30-minute mark, Penguin. We're 13 minutes in right now.
Well, I mean, I feel like I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know who fucked all these people.
Okay.
Who fucked Cruella? Who fucked Maleficent? Who fucked Jafar?
I want to meet the dads and the mom. Where Jafar is concerned.
They're all like single parents on this island.
Oh God!
But you know, like Ben, he has both parents, and I think Audrey has both her parents.
What the fuck is? Oh no, I know who Ben is. Never mind. I forgot his name for 1 second.
Male lead.
I thought his name was Zach
Love
for
interest.
some reason. I think
he does look like a Zach. I'm not a fan of Ben's
He has a
face.
Zach feel. He's a Zach-like individual.
I do not like him.
I like
in
him.
this movie. I mean, he's okay.
I felt for the romance stuff, like the scenes between him and Mal, were
yeah, but you're a little girl.
I know, I'm a little girl. Okay, Penguinmage. Don't shame me for wanting to watch romantic films.
I thought the love spell, like in the cookie or whatever it was, brownie. That was cute. It was yeah.
It was the love spell was a cookie, and the love undo spell was a chocolate cupcake.
Oh, okay. Like it was nothing heavy, but like it was a Disney Channel movie, so
yeah, like
they had to speed run it.
Yeah. But like, I'm trying to think of Disney Channel original movies that I really like. I feel like there are probably a few, but like, I'm having a hard time thinking of them. Like, I know the Halloween Town series is perfect in every way. Uh, fucking,
So yeah, I liked
that's the
Cadet
only one I can
Kelly,
think of.
Motocrossed, um,
I just liked Halloween Town, and like, I think
Life Sized, I
I
think.
think Starstruck. I watched that when it came out.
I don't know what that is.
Was the movie with the Everybody Hates Chris kid? Uh, was that a Disney Channel original movie?
I
About him
I don't
being
know
like
what
a
you're talking
soul
about,
rapper
but
called The Truth.
I don't think I don't think so.
I'm trying. I don't even know how to find this movie. The Truth. Everybody Hates Chris movie. I'm gonna see if that works.
Why didn't you just look up the actor and see
I don't know the
like
name of the
know what he's
actor.
been in?
I know he's
Oh
Chris, but
God.
Chris what? Chris who? Oh, he's not even Chris. That's wrong. What the fuck was this movie? Let It Shine! And it was a Disney Channel movie, I think. It did premiere on Disney Channel. Okay, it is a Disney Channel original movie. We have to watch Let It Shine at some point. This is the Disney
Mm,
Channel movie shit that I remember. Is fucking Let It Shine.
well, there's like a 10-year gap
And like Radio
between
Rebel.
our Disney Channel
Remember
movies.
Radio Rebel? That movie was the shit.
With
Debbie
shit,
Ryan.
what's her
Messy
name?
chick.
Debbie Ryan. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, what else happened in this movie?
In this movie,
There's a dog named
they
Dude. That was pretty
wacky.
funny.
Oh God, Carlos and his fear of dogs.
But then he meets Dude,
Funny.
and it's love at first sight. Not at first sight. He
I
runs
don't
away
know
from them
if
screaming at
not
first
at
sight.
first sight.
But
He was scared.
they were meaning. They had a meaningful relationship.
True. True.
Was Cameron Boyce in Descendants 3? Was that like a posthumous release?
Um, I feel like he's in it. I do think it came out after, like
It
maybe right
definitely. I think
after
he
he
died in
passed away.
2018 and it came out in 2019. But I don't know if he was in it or not. If it was posthumous or if he just
I'm
was not
pretty
in it.
I'm pretty sure he's in it. Now I can't even remember. I don't remember 3. I remember 2.
Yeah, I gotcha. I saw that it's China Anne McClain, who I'm gonna assume she's
Oh,
Ursula's
she's great.
daughter, but also maybe she's
She
Davy
is
Jones's
great.
daughter, and that scares me more.
Doesn't matter whose daughter she is. She is Chef's Kiss.
You
One
could
of the
spoil
best
it
parts
for
of
me.
those
Is it
movies.
Ursula or is it fucking Davy Jones?
It's Ursula. I'm pretty sure it's
Thank
Ursula. Yeah.
God. I was like, is this a Pirates of the Caribbean thing? I really hope it's not.
No.
Okay, good,
No.
good,
No.
good.
No.
That's one franchise that like I don't want to watch. Like I was just never into it. I watched the trailers and it's like I do not want to see Pirates of the Caribbean. I know Gingy loves them. So like maybe I will literally watch anything if I get to make a movie review podcast out of it. So Gingy might at some point force me to watch those via movie review podcasts. But I just have no interest in Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I do. They're not great movies.
Roasted, destroyed, Gingy
I
eliminated.
mean, I like pirates. I don't really care for Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's fair. I don't know. It's just I feel like maybe I'd like them. Like maybe they'd be my speed, but I just was not. There are a lot of like weird like fantasy movies that came out like when I was younger that I just wasn't into because I was into like anime and Power Rangers. Like I didn't want to watch fucking Percy Jackson or Harry Potter or fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, because I was watching Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon and Power Rangers. Like that's all I cared about. So
Yeah, that's understandable.
I have tried to like expand outside of those bubbles, and like I do find plenty of good things. But I do find myself coming back to those particular things a lot more. My life has been an endless cycle of Power Rangers for the past like 6 months. I've just been watching Power Rangers every day and listening to the Morphin Grid every day.
That's commitment.
It is. I've gotten through like fucking 10 seasons in the past like 6 to 8 months. There's a lot of
And no
Power
Digimon.
Rangers. And no Digimon.
Disgusting.
Find me a good Digimon watch along podcast and maybe it'll get me to do it.
Okay.
Your mission, if you choose to accept it. I played like 2.5 hours of Cyber Sleuth. It's pretty fun so far.
Not survive.
No, not Survive yet. I'm meaning to pop that one in there too, but I was focusing on Cyber Sleuth. But I've been putting off a lot of video games in general lately.
To watch Power Rangers.
To watch Power Rangers, yes, exactly. Exactly that, yes.
Gotcha. Yes.
But
Anyway, did you see the little twisty with Jane coming at the end?
what, that she was gonna take the wand?
Yeah.
I guess like it's kind of like in the middle where like I didn't see it coming necessarily, like I hadn't thought of it, but then it happened and I was like, oh yeah,
I can see it.
I can see
Yeah.
it. Jane was a fun character. I definitely like. I thought it was funny when Mal like goes up to her in the bathroom. Like I think when there's an overly shy character, that's like one of my favorite comedy tropes. Maybe just because I'm a bad person who likes to see people suffer. But like when you have an overly shy character and they just get like confronted by like one of the more like hyperactive characters and just like talked into a corner, like it's always entertaining. It turned positive pretty quick in this case. But I did like the brief moment of like terror as Mal approaches Jane in the bathroom and is like, "Hey, girl."
Yeah.
Mal was a vibe. She was a vibe from the start. I say I didn't like her at the beginning. I didn't like her singing in the beginning, but I definitely liked her. She
No, you
definitely
didn't like
brought a
anybody
personality to the
singing.
film. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I
I
don't.
mean,
The last music number wasn't
so
bad
I can't
either.
remember if we mentioned.
Maybe just because the
I
hype was
can't
up.
remember if we mentioned it, but this is directed by Kenny Ortega.
And what is he known for other than this?
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a very learned person. What did Kenny Ortega do?
You're not a very you're not a very director heavy person.
No, I've just
Okay,
started to
well,
get into the world of
Kenny
directors, but yeah, I don't know Kenny.
Kenny directed and choreographed all of the High School Musical movies.
Ah, okay, okay.
So, they're like, you have all this high school experience. Here's high school with villains, villain
I
children.
also just like stories in high school. Like again, that's another Power Rangers thing for me. Is the high school seasons are the best ones because it's like, oh, I just like seeing a bunch of teenagers become superheroes and ballads being being superheroes.
All right.
And this plays those notes. I like this fun high school story with these magical elements. And I'm interested to see the other two films. Genuinely.
Good. Because I feel like they only improve.
Do you think it's a full like it only goes
And
up, or do you think 3 is not as good as 2?
uh 3 was okay, but I definitely think 2 was better. I
Okay,
think. I
but is
think
3
2 is
better
the
than
best
1?
one. 3 is better than 1, I think.
Okay, okay,
So it's a 2-3-1 kind of deal.
okay. That's not an awful split. It's so weird to have finally watched this because this has always been like one of those franchises that I've like just heard about. And I'm like, yeah, I wonder how that was. And I just like never really go any farther and actually watch it. That's why I like doing this because I just watched it I never would otherwise. And I really do need to watch more movies because I feel like just in general I haven't seen enough movies. I've just never been a movie person. Like it's really hard for me to sit down and watch a movie, which is weird because I'll sit down and watch a TV show for the length of a movie, but I have a hard time just sitting and watching one movie. It's like a weird tick. I don't
I
know.
I don't know. I kind of get it. Like, I'm not big on movies either.
I guess like maybe because like with
Like,
a TV show, I'm meant to stop at certain checkpoints, and like I don't have to feel bad for doing that. But then I get to a movie and I'm like, oh, I have to sit here for 2 hours and watch this whole thing. Like I kind of don't want to right now. Like I want to turn this off right now, but it feels weird to do that. So I just like don't watch movies. Because when I do, I end up watching them in like
yeah,
4 sittings.
yeah, I get that.
But for the content,
I have to be
anything.
put into a
You, the
situation.
viewers, anything.
I have to be put in a situation where I have to watch a movie in order to finish it.
We gotta do more Ghibli fam too. I know a certain Zoidberg of the Insight Variety is chomping at the bit. And I'm definitely chomping at the bit to see Ponyo. I want to learn about that fishy in the sea, tiny little fishy. Who could she really be? I gotta know who she could really be.
Well, then you need to set times.
I know. That's the hard part, is I have to set times. I'll figure it out. I've started to overbook myself again. I gotta like compartmentalize and figure shit out. I am into doing a bunch of movie reviews though, because those are always fun. I'm like, I keep starting like fucking sub series where I'm like, okay, now I'm committing to reviewing like a group of movies. Like I know me and Mo Diggity just agreed we're doing like a couple different movies. And then there's Ghibli Fam, and now we've soft agreed to watching more Disney Channel movies. I'm starting so many subcultures within this movie review podcast. I also feel like I just had a really good idea for like a movie review bit, but I don't think Mo would do it. It involves Mo. I thought it'd be really funny if like every once in a while it's me, Mo, and Insight. And Mo and Insight take turns like picking movies, but Insight picks the most like Zoomer movies she can find, and Mo picks all the Boomer movies that he likes.
Oh, that sounds mean. That sounds cruel.
Mean and cruel. Wow. I mean, but on which end though? Both?
Both. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably both.
I don't know. I don't know why this is suddenly the meta episode of Mission Crew movie reviews. But like I just like doing this. It's a good time. And I also like doing anything with my good friend Penguinmage that is not
Of
Pokemon
course.
Variety Hour because I got tired of that show. We still got to come back. We still got to finish the Pokemon rankings, but beyond that, I don't know, man.
Shit's tough.
It's been a too long, I think. It's just time to tuck it into
Hmm.
bed, let it go to sleep, take a nice
Yep.
nap. You deserve it, Pokemon Variety Hour. Just a nice long nap. But I'm trying to think of anything else we can talk about in this movie.
Okay, I have something.
Okay,
Well, I have a question.
sure.
Based on how there are more movies.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have any idea where you think the second one is going? Do you have any idea what it could possibly be about?
I mean, really, my only assumption is it's just like, oh, they're in high school and they're good now, but then, oh, China Anne McClain shows up, but she's bad, and that's not good. We gotta get her. That's about what I expect. I don't know if it goes some crazy other direction, but I'm just expecting more high school wacky shenanigans, and then evil China Anne McClain shows up, and that's the big conflict.
Eh, okay.
I want to see Jay play some more sports, play some more fucking cup ball or whatever the fuck that was that they were playing. Do you remember? Oh my god, I'm surprised this isn't a meme. Somebody needs to make this a meme because it should be. Do you remember when Jay and fucking Carlos are playing video games and the fucking shit that's displayed on screen? This fucking like uncanny nightmare 3D animation that looks like they made it in fucking extra normal.
I do not remember.
It's definitely a subtle detail that maybe you just don't notice. But like they were like, yeah, we're playing this video game, and it's just like the most unsettling, shitty 3D animation that they possibly could have made to simulate video game on television screen. It was real
I'll have to
wacky.
go back and watch it.
Jay is just a treasure. Some about Boo Boo Stewart, I think. He's just got the charisma. Because anytime Jay was doing something, I was like, yeah, that guy. I like that guy. I also like the
You're
actual
easily
villains a
swayed.
lot. Like Maleficent, obviously, but even like Jafar, I liked a lot. Jafar was fun. The other two were also pretty good. Maybe Cruella was a little bit annoying. But
Yeah.
God, Maleficent was just so good. Like she was so like out of this world compared to every other actor on that movie. Like I was just blown away. And it was probably maybe she's not even that good. Maybe it's just like in comparison to the rest of the Disney Channel original movie acting. But she had it. She was Maleficent.
Nah. She's not good. She's good. So it's
Better
wild to me
Maleficent
that
than
they
whoever the fuck played her in the live action movies. What was that, like fucking Emma Watson or some shit? Who played Maleficent?
definitely not Emma Watson. It
Yeah, probably
was,
not Emma Watson.
oh my god, what's her name?
Was it Winona Ryder?
No, it's, oh my god. Angelina Jolie.
It was Angelina Jolie. Yeah, no. Eat your heart out, Angelina
Jolly.
Jolie. Fucking Disney Channel Maleficent is better than you.
Yeah, I agree. It's wild to me that they were like, okay, we're gonna pick these villains, and they picked Jafar, who is super evil, tried to, like destroy Agrabah, the evil queen, tried to poison and kill people. Maleficent, you
Yeah.
don't even like, she speaks for herself.
Yeah,
And then,
she's rotten to the core.
right. And then the fourth one that they picked, I don't know who
Cruella
else they could
DeVille.
have picked that would have been better, but they picked Cruella DeVille. And all she did
Cruella
was try to
DeVille's the
make.
most she's the most evil person in Disney because she tried to kill dogs. That's much worse than
She
trying to
tried to
kill
kill
humans.
puppies.
Yes, exactly. She's the
Puppies.
most evil person possible.
See, but that's the difference. They're all villains. She is just a bad person.
She's just an awful human being.
She is just garbage.
Like, maybe the rest of them could claim like the old "I'm a bad guy, but I'm not a bad
A
guy."
bad guy.
But Cruella is definitely a
Zangief.
bad guy.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know.
I definitely feel that though. Like it's weird in fiction how like obviously you have different standards than you do in real life, but you watch a fiction and you see somebody who's like murdered several people and sells drugs and it's like, yeah, he's a good boy. Love that guy. Such a great
He's great.
great
We
young
love him.
man. And that's the reality of a Breaking Bad viewer, folks. Pour one out for Jesse Pinkman, one of the most suffered characters in media of all time. You should watch Breaking Bad, Penguin. It's pretty good.
I know. Eventually, maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I held off on it for a very long time. I wish I had watched it years ago. Like it is that good.
I just don't have that kind of commitment in my life right now.
Just watch one episode. Because that's what I did, right? Is like Demi Gloom was trying to bother me about it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to pick up like Breaking Bad. Like, I don't know if I'm interested enough to like commit to that long of a show. And then she was like, bro, just watch one episode with me. And then I watched one episode with her, and then I promptly watched the rest of the show. So very good. Bryan Cranston, man, he's a talented boy. That Bryan Cranston, who's like 70. I don't know why I'm calling him a boy, but he's very good at what he does. Whether he's the funny dad come in the middle, or whether he's the drug mastermind Walter White is just always bringing it to television. I might unironically start Pod Cranston. That was a joke idea from like 2 months ago. It's like, what if we just watch Bryan Cranston's entire filmography and we call it Pod Cranston?
Ooh. Sounds rough.
It's a listen. The name is half the battle on that one. It's just Pod Cranston is just like a good meme, and I want to make it real. I might make it like, I think I'm starting like sub-series on Issue Crew movie reviews, and I might actually start labeling them. Like I plan on labeling like the Ghibli Fam ones as like Ghibli Fam and then the movie. And I'll probably start doing that for some of the other ones too. So that'll be fun. And maybe I'll do Pod Cranston that way. Maybe I'll just start reviewing Bryan Cranston stuff with Demi Gloom, and I'll just label it as Pod Cranston. This movie would have been better if it had Bryan Cranston in it. I want to see Bryan Cranston play like a Disney villain. That would be so funny. What are male villains at Disney? There's not a lot of them. Get him in there. Get him in there to play like
Jafar.
Frollo. And for Descendants 4, get Bryan Cranston to play Frollo.
No, ain't nobody fucking Frollo.
What's wrong with Frollo? He's a Disney villain. He had a cool song about Hellfire.
He's a creep. Nobody likes him.
I mean, it's true. You're not wrong. Have Bryan Cranston play one of their dads. He's just a guy who fucked Maleficent one day.
See, that'd be fun.
God, this film.
Okay, so have you thought about the timeline? Or how they're all the exact same age? I don't want to
think about the timeline.
They're all the exact same age. They're all 16.
What if they all have the same dad? What if there's just a dude who's like, I'm lining up all the Disney villains?
There's just a big orgy on the island.
This is the plot of Descendants 4. They all have the same dad. He's played by Bryan Cranston. And he's the ultimate villain because he's had sex with every female Disney villain.
And Jafar.
And Jafar. You know, he gets around. This is we should pitch this to Disney Enterprises. I think we got the next big hit on our hands.
I'm pretty sure they're already working on Descendants 4.
Are they really? Because like they were 2 years separated, the first three, and the last one came out in 2019. So I kind of thought it was done.
I feel like there was talk about it.
I mean, are you really going to get those actors for another Disney Channel original movie? Like, Dove Cameron, I think, has moved on. I don't know what Boo Boo Swords up to. Neither do I know what Sophia Carson or whatever the fuck is up to.
I'm about done with your Sophia Carson slander.
I don't have slander for her. I just don't know her. What is she in?
Descendants.
No, careless.
Duh.
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 She was good.
Movie?
I just don't know her.
Movie wise, I don't think she'd been in too much.
I got tricked by the guy who played Doug. He literally looks and acts exactly like another Disney actor who I'm aware of. Who was a character in Mighty Med, and I was ready to come in here and be like, that's the kid from Mighty Med, fuck yeah. But then I did look it up, and it wasn't that guy. It's just Disney Channel has two separate, strange little boys that are very similar. And
do you remember who Doug's dad was?
Dopey, the dwarf, yes.
Fuck Dopey!
Dopey fucks, bro, Dopey. Dopey's got Riz.
These are the questions that need to be answered.
Listen, Dopey put the moves on Snow White. That's who the mother is, I think.
Oh no. That's
Dopey
distressing.
Dopey was the Riz master the whole time. That was the secret.
Out of all 7, he was the one that
I mean, Dopey was definitely had the most charisma of the 7, I think.
Oh, definitely.
If I wanted to hang out with one of the 7 dwarfs, it would be Dopey. What a funny little guy that Dopey is. But all right, I think we stalled long enough. I think wrap up questions will take us at least past the 30-minute mark. We might already be past that even. And that is the minimum requirement. And there's just not a lot to say. There'll probably be more to say about 2 and 3, but this one was kind of just a lot of standard like Disney movie fare, like kind of like the plot you've seen a million times of like, oh, they're from different worlds. How can how can they coexist? It's
They're not actually that bad.
yeah, exactly. You know, we thought they were bad, but maybe they're cool. You know, just like the movie Zombies, just like everything else. I can't think of any examples right now. I'm really high, but I know this is a trope. I know this is out there. They're from different worlds. But Penguin, who would you say is your favorite character in this film?
Mal.
Mal.
Followed
Okay.
closely by Evie.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like Evie had like the most, well, maybe not the most. She had a lot of development.
That's true. She starts as the girl who pretends to be stupid so she can shack up with a prince. And then she's actually
Yeah.
smart. And it's nice. And she falls in love with Doug.
Yeah.
What a guy, that Doug.
Dopey Jr.
The real MVP. Doug. No, but I guess I understand giving it to Mal. She definitely brought something to this movie, and so did Evie. But personally, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it to Maleficent. She was definitely the most entertaining character in this movie for me by a country mile. Like anytime she was on screen, I'm like, okay, this is the good part. I gotta pay attention now. This is good. Good content.
Fair.
Maleficent
Yes.
for sure, which also transitions perfectly into my favorite scene, which is the Maleficent musical number. It was very well done, and I liked it a lot. Maybe some of the ending stuff like challenged it, like some of the like more feely stuff. But I think overall, like if I come to the movie in my head, I'm like, what did I enjoy the most? It was definitely the Maleficent music number. What about you, Penguin?
You know what? I'd have to agree because while I didn't get to rewatch the movie, I did go back and listen to the soundtrack. And I was like, this is it. This is the only good one in here.
There's one good song in here. I would also argue the ending
There's one
song
good
is
song.
good. I liked the ending song just because maybe it was probably because of like the feels around it more than the song itself. But I definitely got my head
Yeah.
bobbing just because I got into the hype of the end of the story. You know, it was good. Rating it out of 10. You see, I don't know. It's so hard because like it
You know
definitely
what?
fully
Look.
won me over by the end, but like the beginning, ugh. And I feel like that I do have to express that. Oh, another good joke I forgot to mention is just like the like the woman drama joke where Audrey and Mal will just like be nice to each other and then be like it's so good.
Okay, I do remember that too.
It's pretty good. I think I'm gonna give it a 7. Like it's not. It could be better, but it's not bad. It's a 7. It's a fully good, fully passable movie. It's an acceptable passing grade. Once you get down to 6, you're still passing, but like you're kind of on the cusp of bad. And then 5 and below is failure, bad movie, obviously. I would say this is about a 7. Would be an accurate depiction. What about you, Penguin?
See, I feel like it is a high 6, but a low 7. Does that make sense? Like if you
So a
had
6.5
a
then?
yeah, if you had a
Okay.
line, it would be somewhere in the middle.
We do allow 0.5, so you can say your score is 6.5.
Okay, then 6.5.
No other decimal points though. Some people come in here and they're like a 6.8, and I'm like, no,
6.7.
shut up. it's 0.5
Okay,
are
so
whole number.
6.7 was gonna be my
No,
actual
no, no.
one.
6.5 canonically.
Plus 0.2.
No.
6.7.
Not in my house.
But
But all right, gamers, join us next week for either Kubo and the Two Strings with Crow Royalty or Paul Blart Mall Cop with Mo, or maybe Better Call Saul Season 2. There's a lot of stuff on the docket, folks, but you'll definitely, hopefully, maybe get something next week. Penguin, where can my listeners find you on the internet?
you can find me at Zardnexella on Twitter. That is Alexandra backwards with a Z in front of it, and that's it. That's the only place.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, no Pokemon related podcasts. No.
Nope.
None of that.
None.
You can find
Zilch.
me if you go to twitter.com/Riley tweets or look in the description. You will find a link to my link tree. That's linktr.ee/Riley Cinematic Universe. Contains convenient links to all my YouTubes and podcasts and all that sort of shit that I do. It's pretty sick. You should give it a look-see if you're feeling froggy. And thank you for listening. We got to do Descendants too soon. I actually do. I want to see what's next for these good kids. So we definitely gotta put together a time and get back here for Descendants 2. But yeah, folks, thank you all for listening. See you next time.
Adios.